Hi everybody, welcome to the Root Chakra Cleanse. I'm just going to start my live Facebook video here. Starting the live Facebook video, just to tell everyone to come join. Hi everyone, we are just starting the live Root Chakra Cleanse, waiting for everyone to come into the room. If you haven't registered, get your butt in here. Hi everyone. We're gonna just wait a couple minutes for everyone to roll in. I'm super excited for this Root Chakra Cleanse. It's gonna be so good. I love doing these lives. I'm gonna try and do them once a week. So like I said, if you are not in here, in the Root Chakra Cleanse, I have the link up above. You gotta join. We're gonna talk about today, well, the things you want, but this is all about cleansing the root chakra. So it's very much about getting our self-worth right, getting our trust in our unfolding paths right, getting, pushing through our fear, getting our anxiety and mindfulness under control. And I'm wearing red today for the root chakra cleanse. I thought I would try it today on Saturday morning. That's my goal here. Saturday morning, root chakra cleanse. That's what I'm after. So yeah, link above. Join us. We're going to get started here right away. We are going to get started here right away. We're going to talk about money blocks too. We're going to talk about, just literally how to clear your root chakra. Get in. Join me live right now. Live. We got some goodies too, guys. For those of you watching right now, we got some goodies. I'm going to give away this book, The Power of Now. So this is a bribery if you stay until the end, okay? The end of our root chakra cleanse. The Power of Now. This is one of the books that I read that were, very pivotal to my mindfulness, very pivotal to blasting my anxiety. And then You Are a Badass at Making Money. This one's so good too. So very good. Okay, Facebook people watching, jump on, jump in. We're going to give away some goodies. We're going to root chakra cleanse now. See you there. Links up above. Okay, sweet. Here we go, guys. We're going to officially rock off this root chakra cleanse. I am your host, Brittany Marie Smith. I am the creator of the 90-day chakra cleanse, Detox Your Fear to Ignite the Life of Your Dreams. I'm wearing red for the root chakra. I got my obsidian bands on. Okay, so if you could put in the chat where you're from, We got a small little group today. I'm excited. I do these lives. I try and do lives in the chakras a couple times per week. I'm just testing which days are the best. So far, Saturday morning, we got a couple people. Tuesday, we had 20. Doesn't matter. We're here to cleanse our root chakra. More people will join. Where are you from? Put it in the chat. Where are you from? I got my tea ready. Everyone's joining. This is good. Louisiana. Hi, Jared. Ooh, I always like to hear where you guys are from. The UK. Wow, you guys, I'm smack dab in the center of Canada, and we are getting... There is a lot of snow out there right now. It's just so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, like I said, I'm Brittany Marie Smith. We got a small crowd today. That's perfectly fine because two of you, we usually have about 20 people, but two of you are going to win these two books if you stay till the end. I got to bribe you guys. We're rocking and rolling for about an hour here. So my root chakra cleanse that we had last week too, is basically, we gave away the same books. This one, Responsible, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, responsible for, the beginning journey of my mindfulness. It's a beautiful book. I really love it. That's why I'm giving it away. It's very root chakra. Root chakra is about present moment. You Are a Badass at Making Money. That is, that removes your money blocks pretty good. So, and that's what we're going to start out with. First of all, we're going to start out with a poll. I'm going to put that up. Hello from New Jersey. Welcome. You guys are a talkative bunch. Thank you for being so talkative. We're going to start with a poll just to see what you guys want out of this cleanse, because I always like to give you guys what you want. So we just put up a poll. Go look at the poll. It's what topic are you most likely to learn about? Mindfulness is very much about living in the present moment, clamping down on anxiety. Go vote in the poll. Shifting your mindset is very much, it's similar to mindfulness, but it's more about casting away the bad thoughts. We got fear, pushing through your fear. We got money blocks, we got self-worth, and we got trust and relationships. Trust is like trusting your unfolding path, trusting the universe, trusting yourself, and relationships. Get over to the poll. I'm just publishing it now. There you go. It's up. It's officially up. Okay. I know, right? This is one of my favorite shawls. Thanks, Jennifer. One of the main things, you guys, about balancing your root chakra is about doing color therapy to balance it. Okay, head over to the polls, do your vote. And I'm going to just put up the slide presentation. So don't be alarmed. I'm going to go a little bit small in the corner, but I'm just going to start this. I'll bounce between the slide presentation and go back and forth. And I'm going to keep an eye on the poll here, you guys, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay. So again, if you stay till the end, I'm giving you a bunch of gifts. Just interesting to see what type of, what's going on in the, you guys are starting to change your tune. So again, like I said, I'm the creator of the 90-day Chakra Cleanse Detox Sphere to Ignite the Life of Your Dreams program, where I guide participants to getting unstuck, closing endless cycles, gaining clarity on their next steps, and pushing through fears to step into the exact life they want using the chakra system. So I've been so excited for this live event. I'm excited for all my live events. They're my favorite thing to do. I go live 4 times a week for different groups of people. But who is this for? Like, who is this root chakra cleanse for? My clients are individuals that need to clear out their chakras and usually coincide with healing or some goal that they need to reach. And I work with both women and men. And often women are the independent type who do it all and who, do all the work, come home, and then do it all too. So the type of women who are just taking control. You know what's funny, you guys? I've been detoxing my root all week, and I have a cold, which is very common when you start detoxing your root chakra. So it's very much a physical symptom that I find so interesting when you start detoxing. And for everyone, men, women, this is, I work with people who have negative relationship patterns, self-worth issues, anxiety issues. If we clear out the root chakra, that all gets better. And we can get this under control. And for the men, it's often for them who need to lean into their masculine, get rid of stress, anxiety, get the relationship of their dreams. And currently, clients are working on pushing past fear, getting unstuck, knowing their self-worth, pitching anxiety. That's all the root chakra. Then gaining clarity on their path and purpose. Some people make, maybe doing business-related stuff with me, learning how to market, learning how to talk to their ideal client. And then there's some who do relationship stuff, unblocking the sacral and root chakra. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my methods and proven systems on how I stopped my insane anxiety replay. I'm going to go look at the poll here in a second, but developed a high self-worth and finally welcomed in what I deserved. This is by cleansing my root chakra and my sacral chakra, and then eventually all my other chakras. And I pushed through fear to trust in my unfolding path and believe. And those are keys. And I embraced my feminine, allowing space for masculine energy, finally close endless bad relationship cycles deep in my sacral chakra. And it wasn't until I cleared my root and sacral chakras until I finally actualized my full self-worth and my purpose, leading to the launch of wildly successful coaching consulting business, teaching people how to unlock and unblock chakras and tap into their abundant, loving lives now. So, you ready for our cleanse? Because as bold as this promise sounds, the truth is that people really surprise themselves how fast manifestation and mindset shifts happen in their lives by implementing these proven systems, these mindset shifts, these manifestation techniques, relationship rules, and chakra healing practices. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. We ran the first poll, but let's just see here. The first poll, you guys are still with me. You troopers, thank you for joining me. You know, I just have to say, I love you guys so much for just hanging out with me this Saturday morning. So maybe it's not even Saturday morning where you guys are from. So we got shifting mindset, money, and self-worth. Okay, that's perfect. That's the 3 things we're going to talk about. I'm going to end this poll. Shifting mindset, money, and self-worth. So here we are. If you guys look at the promise, how to strengthen your mindfulness, money, self-worth, trust, and relationships for complete root chakra cleanse. Yep. So it says, I'm sharing my methods and my proven systems on how to shift mindfulness, get unstuck, remove financial blocks, close endless cycles in your relationship, gain clarity on the next step to push through your fears into the exact 2019 you want. Just going to hit the next slide here. Jennifer says, yes, I am ready. Perfect. You guys, this is a really nice intimate setting. I was totally expecting more. Usually we have more people, so it looks like you guys get all the attention. This is lovely. Okay, so I mean, I adjust my training for who's here. You guys, you said you wanted self-worth, mindset shifts, and money. So I'm just looking at what I really, and we got an hour, and you guys will get to ask me tons of questions. So here we go. Sometimes I introduce relationships. That ties into self-worth too. Okay, so we're just going to get right here. Okay, here we go. I just want to start out right here because this is me and my mom. And this is where my journey started. And I always like to tell my journey because everyone can relate to it. Everyone can relate to it. So here's a picture of my mom tickling me when I was little. And this is where it all started. It started with my mom, the defining moment that brought me where I am today. You know, to push through my fears, teach other people how to do it, how to gain clarity, get unstuck, heal, utilize the chakras daily. By the way, for the chakra cleanse, you guys should be wearing red. And one of the things is I have the free chakra cleanse 8 days going on in my Facebook group right now. We'll give you the link to the group. But at age 27, that defining moment in my life happened, you know, on March 30th, 2014, when my mom passed away from colon cancer. And during her 2-year dying journey, her life changed. And my sister and I witnessed this transformation in our mother as her primary caregiver, and I was able to watch her transform into this beautiful, unconditionally loving and forgiving person as she healed her own emotional trauma from her marriage and our relationship. Although she was my #1 fan, I had reservations about our relationship from the typical mother-daughter struggles and her dissolved marriage with my father. So watching her die changed my entire perspective on life, guys. You know, the cliche of life being short became a catalyst for the realization I wasn't living the life that I wanted and being true to me with what little undetermined time I had left here on earth. So I was doing things wrong. I realized that, and I need to change things to start living. I just watched a 56-year-old woman die. And that was my big opening. That was my big wake-up call. And at this time, you guys, at that time, I had, I'm just going to go bigger here. I'm going to stop the slideshow for a second because this is really, important just for you guys to know. There we go. I'm nice and big. So we all have our changing moment, right? Where we really have that defining moment where it changes our whole life. And I know that you guys probably have this moment too. So, but there I was, you guys, I was in a middle management career for the government of Canada. I was working for Corrections Canada, and I was in this long-term relationship. It had been 4 years, and we were talking about getting married. And when she passed, I decided to wipe the slate clean in every effort to be true to myself, like how root chakra, and honor my life here on earth. So I quit my job, I broke up with my boyfriend, and I ditched my obsession with science. Just ditched it, because I had a science degree. So although it wasn't easy, and it was hard to admit, I knew those things making me happy and my life, it was too short to be doing those things. And I was like, I didn't want a mediocre relationship. I didn't want a mediocre life, because I watched her die at 56, guys. And I knew that I wanted to be, the best authentic me and enjoy life and, make the most of every day. So I was determined to create the exact life I wanted. So I was very logical thinking, had built a career on the science field. And after my mom's death, I began to question death and the afterlife. And I started seeking out more information about spirituality and personal development, inspired by my mom's dying journey. And I was never one to believe in spirituality. I just thought death was just death. So I had refused to believe in a higher power or anything. And then, I was a closed-minded person before her death. And then I began listening to my intuition after what I had witnessed in the hospital caring for her. And then I started to expose myself to more spiritual things. And I felt like the chakras were like little guideposts for my healing work, and provided the perfect balance between logic and spirituality. So over the next year, I stepped in the person who I wanted to be, stopped making excuses, and I made a full commitment to the life I wanted to live. And at times I was scared, but I pushed through my fear so that I could fully evolve. And I was uncomfortable at times, but making tough decisions helped me to enjoy radical transformation. And I spoke and lived my truth, which provided me a deep sense of freedom. And I could be the true me and was finally comfortable in my own skin. And I was living authentically, and I stopped allowing people from interfering with my true identity. As a result, I felt so good. And guys, you have to heal with the chakras to step into the life you want. You can use the chakras. It all starts at the root chakra. And just maybe put in the chat, how much experience do you have with the root chakra? Have you tried root chakra cleansing? Put it in the chat. And now that we're going to be talking about money, mindset, self-worth, I want to tell you about starting my business just as we go on, because this is really good. Because starting my business wasn't that easy, and I forged through. And I mean, my T4, my income, you guys are American, but anyways, I was struggling with financials for a couple of years before my business opened up. I had lots of failures. I had to work hard. The turning point for me in my business, because I'd started this business, I was reading cards, I was a chakra expert, and the turning point was when an $8,000 lawyer bill came down the tubes, and I had 3 mortgages due that month. Whew, I can talk about it now, but back then it was hard. That was really hard, and I just have to say that for a second. I'm just gonna look at the chat. Thank you for the 3rd person who joined us. We're in the root chakra cleanse. Okay, so there I was, guys. I'm just going to tell you about this journey, because a lot of you guys said you wanted to learn about money. Because I was making $15,000 a year in the startup of my business. So I had left my safe government job ditched my boyfriend, and then started this business. And I spent 2 years building it. And let me just tell you, because I just want to share with you what I did. So there it was. I got this $8,000 lawyer bill in the mail that was due in a month. And I had three mortgages. So I think by the end, I was owing about $12,000 in a month. And as I said, I was making about $15,000 a year. So I needed a month what I made in a year. So this is like a real turning point I like to tell everyone about. So I went and hustled my butt off. And guys, I have videos about this. I made $10,000 in a month and a half. After I'd only been making $15,000 each year. So this is like where my money block really opened up. And my money block really opened up from my root and my sacral. And I'm really talking about this because you guys were wondering about money. And money is a reflection of everything that's going on. What your money situation is a reflection on what's going on in your life and how good your life is. Okay? It's like an overall reflection. But okay, let's back this up. After I made 10K in a month and a half from just pure hustle, man, it was motivating to have that lawyer bill and all that mortgage. How did I do it? I literally did as many card readings as I could. I rented out my house. I moved into my frickin' basement, you guys. I remember I was downstairs manifesting in the corner of my basement in a shitty ass room, being like, I believe, I believe, I believe. So this can happen to you guys. I literally wasn't living in my house that I had a mortgage on. Well, I was living in the crappy corner of my basement, but you know, strangers were sleeping in my bed. I was Airbnb-ing it out just to make some money. And then I remember too, this was a huge turning point. I actually went and handed out tarot cards on the street for tips on a Friday and Saturday night to all the drunk people so I could make money to pay my mortgage. So I was hustling, and guys, I made $10,000 in a month and a half. And then it was like, boom. I was so scared. Like, holy crap. If I could make $10,000 in a month and a half, I could do it again. And that scared me. So there was a lot of fear in my root chakra of success. So literally pushing through my fears and learning from all the mistakes got me. Are you listening? So I made $10,000 in a month and a half after making only $15,000 in a year. And once I pushed through my fear and resolved that and my self-worth and my root chakra, because I had a lot of fear about success. Oh my goodness, if I can make 10K in a month and a half, I can do it again. 2 months later, I made 20K that month. Then November, I had a 10K month. Then December, I had another 20K month. You guys listening? Because I'm just a normal person, you guys. And this is resolving my root chakra, the fear in my root chakra, the self-worth in my root chakra. So holy shit, it unlocked there. I hope no one's offended by swearing. So, you know, today I'm projecting 700,000 in my business. So, you know, if you have issues pushing through your fear of financial issues, like, look, I was just a regular struggling entrepreneur and I pushed past my BS money mindset too. You know, fear, mindset. So you guys said in the poll that you want to learn about mindset and money. Here we go. This is my story. You know, this is very pivotal. So, and now I have this wildly successful coaching consultant business. And guys, I was born to a truck driver and a hairdresser. Like, I am, like, it's a wild story. I love it. So we're not going to get into relationships because you guys don't really want to hear that today. We're just going to keep on going here. So let's just, and we got a half hour left. I just want to see what you guys are saying here. Leanie, I've learned a lot about chakras, etc., but it's only recently that I'm waking up to the fact that I've been hungry for knowledge, but have really sucked at applying it. By the way, oh, we have 4 people. Welcome, welcome. Put your name in the chat. It's a small, intimate group, so we're going to be doing lots of discussing. We're giving away these 2 books for people who stay till the end, so you guys have pretty good chances. I wanted to try the Saturday morning to see how many people we got. Tuesday evenings, I seem to get more. I'm going to test times. We're going to do these once a week. So stay tuned. We have 5 people. Woot! You win these books if you stay in the end. This was responsible for my anxiety, you know, like really healing it and really being in the present moment. And this really helped my money block. And I just told you guys about my money block because a lot of you guys said you want to hear about money. Jennifer, yes, I have. I am a Reiki master teacher. I'm getting back into things again after having a baby. Congratulations, Jennifer. Congratulations on just going for it. I can relate to the fear of success. It just sneaks up on you. Yeah, it really does. And so we're going to talk a bit about fear here because fears, we got a half hour. I like to keep these fairly short. So for your newbies, if you haven't came and voted in the poll, if you look at the poll, we have some stuff up here. I want to know what you guys want to hear because I'm here to please the crowd. We're talking about the root chakra cleanse. If you look, we have 33% say they want to shift mindfulness, 33% say money, 33% self-worth. I still have the poll up. Go with our newbies who joined. I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys what you want. We usually always talk about fear because it's really tied into self-worth and mindset too. So go over to the poll, you newbies, and vote, please. There we go. We're getting some new stuff in. Okay, I'll look at the poll again. I'm just going to move forward here. We're going to go back to the slideshow. Don't be alarmed. I'll get really tiny. I just wanted to share my story with you guys about that because it's that was very powerful, especially when someone's asking about money. Man, I used to be a poor, struggling entrepreneur, and I grew up in a poor family. You know, I talked about me a bit there. Why you should listen to me. You guys think, breathe, chakras. Everywhere I go, I'm always thinking chakras. So here we go. There's some pictures of me in San Diego. That was really fun. I'm now enjoying a bit better of a lifestyle. From being in a shitty government job, my mom dying, shitty relationship to this. I'm so grateful. It's been a lot of work and a crazy journey. So let's cleanse the root chakra. Time to get rid of anxiety, push through fear, and strengthen trust, self-worth, and relationships. Okay, just checking the poll. Still the same answers. This is really good. Okay, so 5 reasons you continue to stay stuck. Fear, your fear stops you from going for it. Okay. Your fear drives the thoughts in your head and replays scenarios, you know, contributing to anxiety. So for those of you who said you wanted mindset, in order to clear your root chakra and get your mindset right, you have to get your fear in check. And here's another one. You're repeating the same negative relationships and or dating patterns. We're not talking about relationships much today. You know, look at the 4th one though. You don't trust yourself and you can't trust others nor the universe. So trust starts with trusting yourself and trusting the universe and your unfolding path, and then you can trust others. And trust has something to do with fear too. And you know, what keeps you stuck? You need to increase your self-worth. So I'm just going to put up another poll. I'm going to reset this poll. I know what you guys want to hear, but let's just, now that you know a little more about this, hi newbies, we're just going to put up another poll here. So, publish, what's keeping you stuck? Fear, you know, because fear contributes to your mindset. Fear tries to keep you in a simple life. Negative relationship patterns, that could happen. Not trusting yourself, not trusting your unfolding path, or is it self-worth? Fear and mindset are related. So if you're having mindset issues, it's likely a fear issue. By the way, for the newbies, if you stay till the end, I got briberies, 2 free books. We got You Are a Badass at Making Money and The Power of Now. My favorite. I always give away books that have made huge impacts on my life. Okay, I'm watching the polls. They're moving, they're moving. Small, intimate group. I love it. Negative relationship patterns. Huh, this is interesting, guys. And trusting myself in my unfolding path. Okay, this is always good because then I know what to talk about further, okay? So self-worth is really in there, and so is trust. Okay, so here we go. I missed it! The poll's on there if you still want to vote. Carmen, you haven't missed much. I was just talking about how I'm a regular person and you can use the chakras to heal too. Okay, no worries, you haven't missed much, Carmen. You arrived right at the right time, because that's what, there's always a reason, and there's always, unfold. Penny, would love to stay, but I'm working. Have a client soon. Hey, Penny, I have no qualms about someone going to hustle and make their money. So just so you guys know, we continue the 8-day, we're halfway through the 8-day root chakra cleanse in the Facebook group. You can continue on through it. If you guys have life to do, we're done in a half hour though, just so you know. And I just want to touch on fear, because fear really F's with mindset and trusting the universe. What you guys might not know is that trusting your unfolding path has a lot to do with fear. So we're just going to quickly touch on fear, just because this is what you need to trust and get your mindset right. So fear needs to be tackled first, because it's the biggest challenge to your mindset and creating the exact life you want, and trusting yourself and the universe. It plays into every single chakra and it will keep you stuck in endless cycles, anxiety, and negative relationship patterns. For the person who said that, for the couple people who said negative relationship patterns, it fogs your next steps in your path moving forward. It might be telling you something in your head. It may be stopping your trust. And we can't do anything without accepting and managing fear as part of this journey and balance. And you have to manage fear to balance your root chakra. So if we let fear take the reins, it will tell us to stay in bed. There's no need to take risks today. It will take over your thoughts, your mindset, cripple your actions, and make you accept a mediocre life and career without ever pursuing your purpose. It keeps us stuck in relationship patterns where we continue sabotaging. What do I owe most of my success to? Pushing through fear, understanding fear, and that shifted my mindset, it shifted my money blocks, and it balanced my root chakra. So fear is a big one, you guys, and it contributes to all those other parts we were talking about. And there's a fear for everything, stopping us from living the life we want, bringing our purpose to life, doing the things we want to do, having the relationship we want, and being the person we want to be. So what are you waiting for? If you can't answer this, you're probably afraid, just like the rest of us. And I always like to touch on some of the fears that I've experienced. You're afraid that you don't know how to actually have a good relationship. You're afraid you'll be restricted. You're afraid you don't have talent. You're afraid you'll be rejected, ridiculed, judged, criticized, misunderstood, or ignored. You're afraid your dreams are embarrassing. You're afraid you aren't disciplined enough and don't have enough money to go after what you want. There's the money thing. You're afraid you don't have the right training or education. That's bullshit too. You're afraid you're too fat, too young, too old. You're afraid you'll fail anyways. And what if they expose you on those low confident days when you really aren't feeling like you can do it? You're afraid what your friends and colleagues will say when you express your truth. You're afraid to let your emotions out because it's too painful. You're afraid because something went marvelously well in your life, so nothing can possibly go that well again. You're afraid because nothing seems to ever go well in your life, so why bother trying? Then there's the big old fear of loss, because you've lost so much already. This can be related to the fear of running out of money, losing everything, and becoming homeless. There's a fear of not having enough money. Fuck. You guys, I've had a fear of having too much money, because that means my life is going to have to change and the people in my life are going to have to change. And what will the people say? What are my loved ones going to say? What are my friends going to say? Am I going to lose them? Are they going to be jealous? You have a fear that you have not enough clothes, not enough love, not enough food, There's a fear for everything. Here's another good one. Having a fear of commitment. And sometimes you have a fear of being alone. Well, still having a fear of commitment. Oh, that's a good one. I definitely went through that one because I can go infinitely with a bottomless, depressing list of fears. Everything's so scary. I write this and say this because I know fear well. I write about fear all the time, talk about fear all the time, because it's the number one thing blocking, really kicking your butt in the root chakra. So the last couple fears that I listed were me. All of them have been me at times. I was afraid my business would fail, and I was afraid I'd run out of money. I'm afraid that I'd make too much money. It's like, how can you be afraid of running out of money and making too much money? I feel that depending on the day. And, I know I've needed to live my purpose, leave mediocre relationships. And that's what I had to do to push through my fear in the root chakra and balance the root chakra. I've been afraid of both commitment and being alone. I've wanted a relationship yet but yet afraid of it. So we've trained all of our lives to avoid and push away fear, when really it's just another emotion deserving your attention. Okay, I'm just going to see where I'm at in the slideshow here. You guys, so do any of those fears resonate? Now that I've said them, I'm getting you thinking about fear, and this is a fear conversation. This isn't about pushing away our fear. This is where it stops, because that's not serving you. That's not what's worked with me. That hasn't served the root chakra. So put it in the chat if any of those fears resonated and what your fear is now that we're talking about it, okay? Penny's afraid that a relationship will not support my goals and path that I'm on. Thank you, Penny, for joining. Now I know exactly who you are. Thank you for coming. Yes, I've had that exact same fear. I had it, and that's what caused me to leave one of my long-term relationships. And it was so hard. So thank you, Penny, for sharing. Melissa, fear of speaking out. Speaking out about your purpose, Melissa, or where's the fear of speaking out? Speaking out about what's right? I just want to get more details. So, and I'm just going to continue on. Like I said, we trained all of our lives to push away fear when really it's another emotion deserving your attention. And fear is part of our exploration of self and balancing the root chakra. Fear is much like intuition. When it's not heard, it keeps on bugging you. And once you've heard it, it relaxes a bit. So let your fear be heard. That's the number one thing to balance your root chakra. Let your fear be heard. And heck, maybe even you write a letter in your journal to yourself from fear's position. And then write it back. That's a really good exercise. And now we know what, fear feels like. Once you acknowledge your fear, understand it's a nudge from the universe towards a direction our lives may need to go. So there we go, trusting the unfolding path, trusting where you need to go, trusting yourself, understanding that fear is a nudge of where you might need to go, you guys. And it's about listening, because once fear is heard, it relaxes a bit. And you and the universe have a life to create and manifest, things to do, relationships to nurture, and projects to bring into the world. So, while we love and accept fear as part of us, fear must be kept in its place to use for true emergencies only. So you can listen to fear with compassion, thank it for its input, and then ask it to sit in the back seat. And this is one of my keys. I'll listen to fear, but I'm driving this car, and I'll listen to it, but it's not making any decisions. I'm driving the car. And sure, fear can say a few things, but I'm driving it. So your fear, here's the number one key, you guys. Your fear must not be allowed to make decisions about anything non-life threatening, especially regarding your dreams, projects, relationships, and the life you want to live. So fear will often mistake our conversations, events, and thoughts as a lion trying to eat you. So it's time to drive your car right to your dreams. And, your friend fear can sit in the back and say things, but it's not a tiger chasing you. If you're going to be hit by a bus, fear can drive. If you aren't going to be hit by a bus, like when you're making decisions about your relationships, purpose, events, things about your dreams, Fear gets in the back seat and you listen and then you drive. Okay? So that's something that you have to, let's just see if I'm missing anything from the slide. Yep, there you go. What do we got here? Melissa says purpose, that she has a fear of speaking out about a purpose. Whoo, Melissa. Whoo, I remember that when I was quitting my job. What? You're in the science field and you're going to what? You're going to what? You're a what? You're a card reader? But you were just doing science work. You're a card reader? Yeah, I feel that. Leanie, rejection, not being good enough. We have a couple new people. For those new people, there's a poll up. I want to know what's keeping you stuck. Because I want to know what to talk about. We have the bribery too. You stay for the full one. We'll bribe you with the 2 biggest books that have made huge deals in my root chakra, The Power of Now, and You Are a Badass at Making Money. Okay. So, Leanie says rejection, not being good enough. Thank you guys so much for sharing and being vulnerable. This is lovely. This is a testimonial from a person who I've helped with fear, one of my clients. I had no idea how much in denial I was with my fear until I embraced them in this course. I bet you guys, even just listening to me for the last couple of minutes, you were like, I was in denial. I was in denial of my fear. Brittany taught me to accept both my fear and myself. Also, this course made me aware of how many negative thoughts I harbored and to let them go. It helped redefine my values and how properly to live by them. It also renewed my faith in the Creator and helped change the way I was thinking. Faith, trust in the universe. Mindset and mindfulness. So we're going to talk about this a bit. So what happens here is getting this right unblocks the root chakra. And now let's just and I'm going to put this towards fear and getting your mindset right. I just want to go to the next one because I don't want to go too far over time here. I like to keep these short and sweet. So I'm just looking here. So when we talk about mindset, guys, this is one thing I always like to share. Guys, the mind does not know the difference between reality and imagination. And this is very important to get. We've been trained all of our lives to see and then believe. And in order to, and this is important for the sacral chakra and the root, and to get it right, and to really manifest the life of your dreams, because we're really talking about the life of our dreams, especially. This is a really unique group. I love it. Small, intimate, unique group. Love it, because I'm sharing with you guys some of the things that I effing live by. So I shifted my mindset and I stopped allowing people to really, because people think differently than me, and I've now realized that. I have a really good video in my 30-day video challenge about people effing with your mindset that I'll go post in the 8-day chakra cleanse. Okay. I was just thinking, I'm going to post the link for the 8-day chakra cleanse, the Facebook group, right now, so that you guys can all be part of it. And then I'll make sure to post the video in there about people effing with your mindset. There you go. It's in there. So there's the link so that you guys can go join the 8-day chakra cleanse on Facebook if you haven't already. But that's talking about how other people, I really got used to not letting other people penetrate my mindset because they really effed with it. And I shifted it and I realized I think differently than people, and that's part of my success. But I started, because the mind doesn't know the imagination and reality difference, I started really convincing my mind. And this is one of the main things I teach my clients, to believe first, then you will see. And that is faith in the universe. That is faith in your unfolding path. So one of the biggest things you guys can do to shift everything is start believing, and then you will see. And that is trust in the unfolding path. That is manifestation. We've been taught to do it the other way. So that's the biggest shift. And it's not easy, but catch yourself. Watch the thinker. Is there fear coming up? Is there a need to control? Is there a need to control how outcomes are coming? Or do you really need to shift your mindset to belief and trust? And watch the thinkers, fear coming up. Watch yourself talk. Affirmations, you guys, really shift your mindset. if you really start saying affirmations out loud during the day, and again, we talk about this in the Root Chakra Cleanse in the group, it will shift your mindset. This is about getting your mind to believe. And how do you do that? Repetitive thoughts, repetitive affirmations, and then it starts to believe. At first, your mind will protest and say, you're full of shit. Shut up. And you guys just watch. Keep on saying your affirmations. Keep on keeping yourself in check. Keep on believing. You guys will notice a shift in about a week. And I teach my clients this all the time. I teach them my affirmations that I use. I teach them my manifestation techniques. I teach them my mindset techniques. You know, Penny's still here. She's early on in my program, but she can, she can agree. So taking 10 breaths 3 times a day slows down your mind. And routine daily activity, what do I mean by that? Take a daily activity, even if it's just washing your hands, and really be mindful about it, how the water feels, how the soap feels. You know, it's about slowing down, you guys. We're not talking too much about mindfulness here. I'm really talking about mindset shifts because that's what you guys asked for. But it's really slowing down that mind chatter and really believing and really convincing your mind of a different reality. Okay? Trust. I think you guys wanted to talk about trust, and we're talking. You know, it's weird. This webinar took a different turn. I love it, because trust. This is, and I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say about trust. So trust is really important. So like I said, you have to trust the universe and your unfolding path. And you have to believe before you see. And that's what trust with the universe is. Okay? And right here I have the anatomy of trust from my friend Brene Brown. Braving. Okay? That's what trust is made up of. And so I teach people each of these in the anatomy of trust in my program too. And this is about, we work on these components of trust with the universe so that we can make our exact life happen. And we work on them with ourselves, like trusting ourselves. And then after we get those 2 things right, then we can trust others. And then we work on these components with others, because that's what the root chakra is, you guys. It's all about trust and self-worth. So trust and self-worth are very connected, because you have to trust yourself to get your self-worth right. I'm just going to see what it says here. So, you know, and what does trust mean? If you say I don't trust someone, it means they failed on one of these below components, or you've let yourself down. So with the program, I teach, you know, to strengthen these components with yourself first, and then you can build, you know, this self-worth. If you trust yourself, you build self-worth. You see the connection, you guys? And then, you know, if you build these trust components with the universe, then you can trust others and build that. Okay, so so B is for boundaries. You know, I trust you. I want you guys to tell me which one of these trust elements you're having a hard time with yourself and the universe, because that's what the root chakra is. It's all about trusting yourself and the universe first. Okay? So I want you to, when I'm going through these components, I want you to think about where you could be, you know, maybe breaking one of these components of trust with yourself or the universe. So boundaries is tell me where the struggle is with you guys in your life. Which one of these? Boundaries. I trust you. You know, if you're clear about your boundaries and assert them and respect my boundaries. Reliability. You do what you say. You're going to do, you do what you say and you're going to do over and over again. So this includes not overloading yourself so you can deliver on promised commitments and keeping promises and commitments. And that you can count on yourself in tough times or others. Okay, accountability. You own, apologize, and make amends for mistakes. Vault. What I share with you, you hold in confidence and vice versa. Integrity. I trust you when you choose courage over comfort and what's right over what's fun, fast, or easy. I trust you when you practice and do actions according to your values. This is also about pushing through your fears, this integrity one. Non-judgment. I trust you and can count on you to help me when I ask for help, fall, or struggle. And I can also ask for help without being judged. So please note, we're better at helping than asking for help. And if you can't ask for help, then they can't reciprocate and they will lose trust in you. Generosity. I trust you as you assume the most generous things about my words, intention, and behaviors. We don't assume the worst about people. And we try not to be so hard on them. You know, we're going to forgive them if they forget our birthday. So there we go. What element of trust out of braving do you guys struggle with? Either with yourself or with others or with the universe? Can you guys drop it in the chat? Braving. Which one of those I just said? It's really important for you. The first step is awareness. What element of trust do you need to work on? Boundaries, reliability, accountability, vault, integrity, non-judgment, or generosity. Okay. Self-worth. I just want to touch on this a bit before we say, before we have to wrap. I'm probably going to go 5 minutes overtime if that's okay. I think you guys are enjoying this anyways. So ultimately, self-worth originates in the root chakra, and it means feeling worthy, trusting yourself, and deserving of everything, to come in all the chakras above. And self-worth remains the foundation of receiving from the universe and actualizing your goals and being confident, obtaining emotional balance, pushing through your fears, relationships, and communicating. And self-worth has two main components, trust and loving yourself. And it foundationally originates in the root chakra. But it also has many heart chakra components as well. And, to add to this, in order to love yourself, you must trust yourself first, because trust is a form of love. Loving yourself is trusting yourself, and loving the universe is trusting the universe, and loving others is trusting others. So if you're having trouble putting your full trust in the universe and others, we all struggle with completely trusting the universe and others. And trust is vulnerability, And here's the thing. You can't trust anyone until you build trust with yourself. You can't ask another person for something you believe you aren't worthy of receiving. And I say you can't ask the universe for your goals until you believe you're worthy of receiving too. So when you trust yourself above all others, then you've accomplished feeling worthy and receiving trust. This would be why we start the program with I am affirmations. I'm totally deserving, or totally worthy of receiving affirmations. Those are really good affirmations to build trust and self-worth. So work to build trust with yourself, the braving components, because you're worthy of love and receiving trust back from the universe and others. So there we go. Jennifer says, I've been focusing on self-love and self-worth, which is very trust. Leni says, reliability. I'm reliable for others, but not for myself. So I always say to myself, I'll do blah, 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 and then don't. And yourself is the number one. That's what we've been talking about here, right? Okay, a bit of relationship stuff. I just have to say, you got to we talked about self-worth, we talked about trust, and that will build relationships. And then I just want to touch on this because relationships are always in here, and relationships tie into all chakras. And that everything we've been talking about, self-worth and trust, ties into the relationships. And you got to get your root chakra right before you can move into the sacral relationships. And the way that I teach relationship is often independent women being comfortable in their feminine, and then getting their trust and self-worth right in their root chakra, and their love for themselves, like Jennifer is talking about. And, men leading from their masculine solar plexus energy. So I have another video. Melissa says my inner critic is pretty harsh. Yeah, it's, but I have another video where I talk about how us women, I believe that the Me Too movement and the, toxic masculinity is really just, and not that I'm behind these, but it's really just a sign that, with the feminist movement, ladies, I'm just going to go on a 2-minute tangent here. With the feminist movement, ladies, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. And men, if you're in here, listen to, because this is about both. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot because, don't get me wrong, I love feminism. I am a woman of business. I have I experience all the benefits of feminism and the feminist movement. But what I'm saying is that we demanded to step up. And now we're doing it all. And we really have to get back more into the feminine solar plexus and the root, and ground back into this feminine powerful energy instead of the masculine energy, and lead with that. And the men know that this power, this sort of shift in power, the women want more, and we want more support. And the men need to, we still love the traditional roles. As far as we want to get away from it, you guys, there's always been throughout history, men leading and women in a supportive role. And this isn't about women being weak. This is actually about women being just as strong and honoring our feminine and leading with feminine energy. And I believe women have been leading with masculine energy a bit too much, and not allowing the space for the masculine to come in. And then the men are all kind of confused because we're asking for more. We're demanding as equals that they rise up and be in their masculine energy of their solar plexus and match us in our strong feminine energy. The problem is a lot of women are doing it all, and they're leaving no room for masculine energy in their life. And then the man goes, well, there's no room. And he's having a hard time figuring out as it is already. So what I do with relationships, I do teach seduction profiles. That's a whole nother thing. But I teach women to really lead from their strong feminine energy instead of their masculine, so that masculine energy can come into their life, because this is the cause of most negative relationship cycles. The man might end up being more, following and in his feminine, when really he needs to be in the masculine of his solar plexus. So we balance relationships according to the sacral root and masculine energy of the solar plexus. So I wanted to briefly touch on that. We could always talk about it more in your breakthrough calls. So anyways, here's a beautiful testimonial from one of my clients who owned her own business and was having negative relationship cycles because she was too much in her masculine, leading with her masculine. She said, in just 2 short months, I am on track to increase my exposure and profit in my business. Shortly after I started the program, I met an amazing a man, and it has been amazing. He is everything I've ever wanted. I know that without Brittany's coaching and guidance, he would not be in my life. The future looks bright for me, and I owe so much of this to Brittany and her coaching. Perfect. Money. So we talked about money a bit, but money with the root chakra, it's about fear. Okay, and knowing that you're actually deserving and worthy of money. So in the last 5 minutes here, I want to invite you guys, because now you have a choice. Okay. So we talked about fear in the root chakra. We talked about self-worth. We talked about relationships and getting all this right. But, Penny, I just want to see what Penny says. Have to get over thinking you aren't strong enough if you let a man help you. Yes. Yes, Penny. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so now you have a choice to make, and here's how I can help. My team and I have set aside some time in the next week to speak to you personally about how you can apply these mindset shifts. We talked about trust, self-worth, money, and these systems and these chakra healing practices in your own life today and your relationship, and the cost is free. Okay, this is what I do here is part of closing my giving and receiving loop, and I really geek out on this because I just love this stuff. But this is essentially how I close my giving and receiving loop. And, if we work together, you must be ready, committed, decisive, resourceful, coachable, and willing to get comfortable. So I give away these free calls to really help guide you so that you know your next step forward. But this is what I'm asking of you in order to have the call, because it's the way I close my giving and receiving loop. And these are the types of people I'm looking to talk to. Someone who's ready, committed, decisive, resourceful, coachable, and willing to get uncomfortable. Because pushing through your fear to get the life you want gets uncomfortable, and growth is not for weenies. It's not. That's what I always like to say. growth is not for the faint of heart, you know, so I'm looking for those types of people. And, you know, on the call, this is what happens on these free calls. On the call, we give you clarity on your next steps. You know, your next steps forward, and identify the blocks that have kept you stuck until now. I have to identify the blocks. We get to the truth, and you get clarity on where to go from there. So that's what we're giving to you. And if you want us to help you, and if you think you're a good fit, if we think you're a good fit, we may invite you to become one of the new clients we take on this month. So here's what it is. I know what my goals are. I manifest. We only take 3 clients a week because that's what meets my goals. So I want people who are decisive, ready, coachable, you know, resourceful. These people who are ready to get uncomfortable. That's who I want in my program. So this is who I want to talk to on the phone. And you get all these benefits. We're going to identify what it is. I can hear, and then I'll see if you're a match. You may be talking to me or one of my team members, right, Penny? So, I love doing these calls too. I'm very busy. I'm helping my current clients, so I take these calls when I can. But you could be talking to one of my team members. But either way, my enrollment coaches are wonderful people. So this is part of my giving and receiving loop. Either way, you're going to get major clarity. And I'm just going to put the offer up here now. There it is. The offer is up if you want to schedule your breakthrough call. So, but yes, I want you to be ready to get uncomfortable, resourceful, committed, coachable. You gotta be ready for change. Either way, you know, not everyone who we talk to on the phone is a good fit. And like, again, I'm only accepting 3 people because that's in line with my manifestation goals. We accept 3 people a week, and I gotta be able to pay attention to my clients. So I don't want to overload my program. So I just put the breakthrough call up there. This is what we're offering you today. Okay, there's the breakthrough call. So I'm just looking here. This is scary stuff, you guys, because we get to the truth, and you have to be able to push through. Jennifer says, I'm ready for a breakthrough call. Sweet, Jennifer, go book it. You know, we can talk to you. That's great. Yeah, we really get to the truth. We really identify what you need, and at the very least, you're going to know what you're aware of, and we give you tips to move forward. Okay. Either way, you're going to have clarity on how you move forward, and we're always looking for people for match for our programs. That's what we love to do. So yeah, people who are ready, committed, resourceful. You know, I got pretty damn resourceful when I wanted to change my life, you guys. I went and busked on the street. I went and hustled my butt off. I freaking rented out my Maine. Man, and short-term sacrifices for long-term gains. That's another thing I want to say. Short-term sacrifices for long-term gains. And that's what you have to be willing to do. You have to be ready to get uncomfortable. But the good news is too, we have lovely women and men in the program, and we're all supporting each other. Like, let's just talk about that too for a second. I'm here to help you, and we can identify the things in the call. So if you're ready, Leanie, are you ready? Book your call. I'd love to talk to you. Okay. Melissa, are you ready? Book your call. I'd love to talk to you. Either way, you guys just get free stuff. And clarity. By the way, free stuff. We're going to be making decisions on who get these pretty books. You guys have been a beautiful crowd. Is there any questions? I'd like to open up for Q&A. If you have any questions, you know, book your call. That's great. If you have any questions, I want to hear it. You have any questions about the root chakra? Yeah, Leanie. Perfect. I'd love to talk to you. This is good. This is good. Yeah, it's perfect. So, if you guys are ready, book the call. But either way, Q&A, I love answering questions. Does anyone have any questions? I'm here. You guys get me for free for a couple more minutes. Yeah. Tons of, it's been such a lovely group. Been such a lovely group. So, wear red, get into the Facebook group. That's free. We're in the middle of the cleanse. You can continue with this. I have these lives once in a while. People learn a lot from the lives. I'm actually trying to have them once a week, but I got to go to San Diego next week for work, which is good because it's snowing here. so it'd be nice to get out of here for a bit, even though it is for work. I love my job. I love talking to you guys. No questions? Okay, get into the Facebook group to finish your cleanse. Book your call. I'd love to talk to you if you're ready. Resourceful, coachable, willing to push through your fears. Okay. And yes, like I said, we'll draw for these books. We'll draw for these books right away. I'm just getting my shipping department all figured out. What is your opinion? Melissa says, what is your opinion on yoga for the root chakra? So I used to teach a lot of yoga. Now I practice because I'm obviously coaching now. I like to give the attention to the clients. But so first of all, my opinion on yoga is that, yoga is opening all of the chakras. That's one of the things. So actually now if I back up my story, one of the things that really got me into spirituality was practicing yoga, because yoga is a good balance between logic and opening those chakras. So yoga poses that are for the root chakra, all those grounding ones, right? I find anything where your seat is on the ground. So, even I find like the seated twists, forward folds on the ground, like those are very grounding. You really, anything where you need to ground your sit bones down, those are very root chakra. The standing pose is not so much. The laying down poses, not so much, unless we're talking final relaxation. But those where forward folds that are seated. Seated twists. Seated twists work on the other, the solar plexus chakra too, and the sacral. But anything where you're sitting is very root chakra. Okay, do we have any more questions just while I'm talking about this? Please put it in the chat. So just really focus on seated positions. I'm just thinking too, I'm trying to think of, that's my opinion on the root chakra positions. Anything that grounds you, right? So all those grounding poses, okay? And again, go practice yoga. It opens up all the chakras. It's such good practice. I actually have, I have a 15-minute yoga practice every morning. I set a timer, do it for 15 minutes. It's important for opening the chakras. And then I go to a class once a week, but I make sure to have some sort of a practice every single day. Okay? Okay, you guys are, go watch the group, watch your email. We're going to do these. After I get back from San Diego, I'll be doing them once a week, and we always discuss the topics you like. Okay? This is what I just live for this stuff. You got to give to receive, right? That's another thing you guys can think about. What are you giving in order to receive blessings in your life? Because if you aren't giving to the universe, you don't receive. That's one thing about money. We're going to be doing a sacral chakra cleanse next. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be starting the sacral chakra cleanse. You're welcome, Melissa. Mwah. I loved having this here. I'm actually just going to take the slides off here, just so I could go full screen to you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for being such a great audience. And I really hope you got a lot from this, and you guys are going to go look at your fear, self-worth, and trust elements, right? And your money blocks. There's so much to learn about all these chakras. This was just the root. We'll be moving into the sacral soon. Get into the group. Book your call if you're ready, but at the very least, get into the group. Okay? Bye, everybody. Mwah. You're welcome, Leanie. Mwah. We'll see you guys in the future, all right? See you later.